Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New York Empoleon's Week 9 battle of the UBL. We are 4-4 with a desperate need to win right now. There's no tomorrow. I mean, there sort of is a tomorrow. There's one more battle this season in the regular season, but if I can win this, I can put myself in a good position to make playoffs. Now, what are we up against this week? Well, we are going to be... Ooh. That was gross. I'm sorry. We are going to be taking on the Crystal Palossands, coached by SilverBeanie. If you've never seen their content, go check them out. Link is in the description below, as are all the coaches in the UBL this season. Getting used to this new format and this new place, so I'm saying my old lines. But anyway, their team is Garchomp, Tapu Fini, Araquanid, Darmanitan, Porygon 2, Tornadus Eye, Zoroark, Silvally, Hitmontop, Cradily, and the Mega Manectric, with Araquanid and Tornadus being his two possible Z users in this battle. So, what are we taking a look at? Obviously, Garchomp is terrifying. Really, really good against my team. Obviously, really good against most teams. It's got that Mamoswine thing where it just has really good stabs and, you know, whatever. So, Garchomp, pretty scary. You're going to have to deal with it. However, I do think that some of the other mons on his team, including the Mega Manectric and the Silvally, are underrated threats. Now, he does not have a Steel type if he doesn't bring Silvally Steel, and he does not have a grounded Poison type if he does not bring Silvally Poison. He obviously can't bring both. However, I think in this case, Silvally Poison would ruin my plans a little bit more. We're going to start off with our Tapu Koko. That is going to be rocking out with the Volt Switch Roost, Dazzling Gleam, and Thunderbolt. Very good coverage for all of his team, pretty much, with just the dual stabs. I hit everything neutrally or better. And since he is ground type, is Garchomp, and after Mega Manectric Mega Evolves, he has no other immunities to Volt Switch outside of Silvally Ground, if he does decide to bring that. And again, we're not sure what the Silvally is going to be, so that is what it's going to be. We're just going to have to play around it when we figure it out. The Volt Switch is actually fairly free. I don't really need U-turn, since Garchomp isn't really a safe switch into this, and I have the Shuka Berry, so if Garchomp comes in, I still click Dazzling Gleam. I find out if he's Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, I know I can play around it, and if he's not Scarfed, then I know I can play around it. So I'll outspeed and kill him with 2 Dazzling. Next up is Stefan, our Toxic Spikes, Toxic Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Scolipede, which, yes, Toxic Spikes and Toxic. Why? Mostly because sometimes I'm going to want to click Toxic, sometimes I'm going to want to set up Toxic Spikes. Really depends on the matchup and what he brings. T-Spikes are amazing, absolutely phenomenal against this team. Even just one layer does so much work for me in this matchup. Toxic itself is just good against his team, so I really want to make sure I'm spamming that, and this thing is going to be able to do that. Mega Horn and Poison Jab hit his whole team pretty well. There's a couple Pokemon that do resist both stabs, but for the most part, I am able to hit pretty much everything incredibly hard. And again, if he has like the Porygon 2, I'd rather just click Toxic rather than try to set up Toxic Spikes, because then it doesn't actually poison on the Pokemon that's in right now. Next up is my Cryogonal, which is going to be rocking out with Freeze Dry, Hidden Power, Rapid Spin, and Knockoff. This is Hidden Power Ground for the Mega Manectric, potential Silvally types like Steel, the Darmanitan, etc. So, Freeze Dry, just great against his team in general. He's got 2 water types that don't appreciate it. Cradily doesn't appreciate it, depending on what Silvally he brings, etc. Garchomp, obviously. Rapid Spin's good. I am rocking the Adrenaline Orb this week, because if he does bring in his Mega Manectric and I Freeze Dry, and he pops the Intimidate, I outspeed, and I Hidden Power Ground, and that actually Freeze Dry into Hidden Power Ground will kill the Mega Manectric. So that is what I'm going to be rocking out with this week. That is why I'm running that. He also has the Hitmontop that can switch into this, and potentially, if it's weakened enough, I can get that Adrenaline Orb and then win the game, since I do outspeed a Scarfchomp. Next up is Rotom Mo, which is going to be modest with the Assault Vest, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Leaf Storm, and Hidden Power. This is Hidden Power Ice in order to hit the Garchomp better, obviously. Now, again, like I said, Volt Switch is really free because his only immunity is Garchomp. I have the Hidden Power Ice for that, and this thing does pretty well with the Garchomp. It's not physically defensive, but it is kind of bulky and just naturally. So we are going to be able to hit things really hard with Rotom's general stabs. Next up is Slowbro, which is going to be Scald, Slack Off, Protect, and Psyshock. Bold, holding the Rocky Helmet, or wearing, I guess, the Rocky Helmet. Again, for things like the Garchomp, the Araquanid, the Darmanitan is really the big one here. This is my biggest, most dedicated answer to Darmanitan, since it can switch into anything Darmanitan wants to go for, taking about 30% from a U-turn if he's Scarfed. If he's Banded, then I'm taking about 50% from a U-turn, which is fine because I can protect, or if he U-turns, then I can just switch out and be back to about 80%, so we're going to be okay. Slack Off is still there as well to just generally keep me healthy no matter what. Scald, incredibly good against his team, but obviously Cradily makes that basically moot, as does the Fini, so Psyshock is good against those 2 mons. And lastly, we are bringing him back. Braum is here. holding the leftovers. Swords Dance, Wish, Heal Bell, and Return. I just did the happiness as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, so I did not forget to do it. Braum is here. Swords Dance into Return. His only normal resistance is pending Silvali's type and Cradilly, and that's it. Everything else takes neutral damage from Return, so we are just going to spam it. This thing's going to be incredibly valuable. It's bulky. It's ready to go. It's got the Wish in case I need to pass it into something else because it still has really large wishes, and I'm excited to use this thing. I love Swords Dance Licky Licky, guys. It's become one of my favorites. So anyway, I will see you guys back here in a second with that battle. I'm excited. You're excited. We're going to try to get a win here and keep ourselves alive in this playoff race. Let's see how it goes. If I look and sound tired, everybody, it's because I'm tired. Just so you know, it's not because I'm sad. It's not because I'm a lack of emotions. I'm a big old sack of emotions. In fact, I just am sleepy. It's been a couple of weeks now since I've had like a real day off to catch up on rest. And it's not like it gets any easier. Literally, this is my second battle today. And then after this, I go to Ultimate Practice tonight. Then I come back, I shower, I do laundry, and then I pack because I'm going away this weekend for the third straight weekend. Next weekend I'm off, and then the weekend after I'm going to a Frisbee tournament. So I also have Frisbee practice on Saturday, and then a game next Tuesday and next Thursday, and practice next Saturday. So even though I'm off, I can't really sleep in. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm maxing. I might be peaking this a little bit, but it's not like it matters too much. Hopefully the audio is not too quiet. That is something I'm worried about, in all honesty. My opponent is taking his sweet old time right here, right now. Taking his sweet old time right here, right now. All right, here we go. Welcome back. I might have been talking and just ignoring that. Who knows? It's Mega Manectric, Finny, Darmanitan, Garchomp, Arachnid, and P2. So no Torn, no Zoroark, no Silvally, which is all great. All great things. No Silvally is actually really nice. Look at his removal. It's Finny. Looking at his removal, it's Finny. I could lead with my Scolipede if I wanted. I don't know if Darm's his most likely lead. But if he leads Darm, I guess I could just go into my Slowbro at that point. Since he could lead with his Mega Manectric, he could lead with his Arachnid to try to get webs up. Webs don't super bother me this week, in all honesty. He could lead Darm, but I think, I mean, if he leads Darm, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm still going to just lead with my Scolipede, and then if he has Darm, I just go straight to Slowbro. Since Slowbro is my dedicated answer to Darm every time. He's probably going to U-turn anyway, but why take that risk, I guess, on some level? And if he doesn't lead Darm, I can just set up my Toxic Spikes. In all honesty, he actually may not U-turn with his Darm. He may straight Flare Blitz. Because otherwise, if I protect... No, I doubt he would do that. Honestly, if he leads Darm against my Scolipede, I could probably stay in on the U-turn, because he'll never see it coming. Set up Toxic Spikes. Because my play is either Protect or go Slowbro. So his play is always to U-turn. That being said, Slowbro is not a bad play anyway. I mean, just because it's predictable doesn't make it bad. Voltronic. That's the Manectric. So he's probably going to try to, like, overheat. And overheat would kill. Yeah, overheat straight kills. So I could go out into my Licky Licky here. Wish I had Protect. Don't have Protect. Alright. I mean, Rotom lives too, and if he does decide to go for the Volt Switch, which is free because I didn't bring anything immune to it, then Rotom's a fine thing to have on the field. Although he just goes Darm at that point, doesn't he? I don't really want to go Licky Licky right here. I don't really want to lose my Scolipede for nothing, to be honest. I mean, Licky Licky's fine to come in here. It will take this hit. Wow, I'm surprised he's still thinking about this play. I'm surprised he's still thinking about this play, because it took me a while. I mean, that was a full, like, 60 seconds that I took, and he's still thinking about it. All right, so we're going to switch out. He's probably going to Volt Switch. Does about 30%. But it means this is no longer Electric Immunity. So that's one Electric Immunity out of the way for my Volt Switches. It's only Garchomp now, and both of the things that he could bring Garchomp in on have coverage for it, for Volt Switching. So Volt Switching is now free, officially, for the rest of the game. There's the Flamethrower. So not the Overheat that I was worried about, but Flamethrower still had a chance to kill. And he gets the burn! This man gets first turn burns. First turn burns. All right, we got the Heal Bell, though, so I'm not too stressed about it right off the bat. I'm going to Wish right away. Since we are both intimidated and now burned, there's no sense in going for anything other than just a Wish into potentially a Heal Bell, or we'll Heal Bell later. Wish is the safest thing because it allows me to get something in basically for free. If he does decide to Volt Switch, that is what it is. This man with those first turn burns, though. Means he can't Toxic me, which is fine, I guess. So Flamethrower did about... I'm 160 out of 217. So is that modest damage? Hold on. So 217 minus 160. 57 damage. No. That's just a mid-roll for Timid. So I presume that he's Timid. If he is Modest, that would be the lowest, absolute lowest roll for Modest. So I'm going to assume that he's probably Timid to outspeed Coco, which makes sense. I do not blame him for that at all. It's a logical thing to do. How much? Out of curiosity, because I don't remember my calc here. Mega Manectric would not have killed Cryogonal with Flamethrower. Okay. That would have been the craziest opening, though, if I just opened with Cryogonal. Yeah, so he's going to Volt Switch. All right. We're going to Wish. He's going to bring something in that's going to force me out, most likely. So it's not going to be received by this Licky Licky. If he brings in, like, Porygon 2, then I can go for a Heal Bell and receive the Wish myself. If he goes into Araquanid, then I have to worry about Liquidation. Garchomp can't kill me, though, from here. If he's Jolly. If he's Adamant, it's a roll. Destiny. Goes Finny. Finny definitely can't kill me. Unless he's like Specs Finny. Specifically, Specs Finny can kill me. If he's Modest, Choice Specs. I am going to click Heal Bell here. Because if I don't, I may never get a chance to. Goes for the knockoff. Okay. That's not going to kill. And we're going to Heal Bell. And we're going to get the Wish back. So even though we lost our leftovers, we still get the Wish. And I can Wish again, actually, here, which I'm going to do. Since this Finny clearly did not show me... it actually did a lot of damage with that knockoff. I feel like that was a lot of damage with the knockoff. But, It wasn't an ungodly amount of damage. But keeping Licky healthy is going to be really imperative for the late game strats. I would love to get T-Spikes up, honestly. Would love to get T-Spikes up. Just helps me so much with a little bit of chip damage here and there. And if he goes Arachnid here, he's going to try to set up Sticky Web. For sure. I don't know what his play is here. I'm trying to give you guys good commentary, but I'm actually struggling to determine what I expect my opponent to do right here, because he has a couple of options, right? He's trying to figure out my set, so he's going to switch out his Finny. He's going to go back into his Mega Manectric, intimidate me once again, at which point I don't think it's worth staying in at this point. And he may know that he's probably going to click Volt Switch here, which makes my Rotom Mo very, very free to bring in, because he has no great switch-in outside of Darmanitan. So my Rotom Mo comes in, takes the Volt Switch, Darm comes in, gets the Wish. And then Slowbro comes in, Darm U-turns. And so I'm still behind the 8-ball, right? Like, I'm still reacting. Because then he just goes into whatever he wants his Slowbro check to be, which is probably Arachnid. Which gets its Sticky Webs up for free at that point. So if I follow that course of action, it doesn't go well. If I go into Coco, Coco comes in, he switches. He probably doesn't go Darm unless it's Scarfed. Or I just stay in and do nothing. I don't really want to stay in and do nothing. I think, because Rotom comes in, he's going for Volt Switch. There's no doubt in my mind that's what he's doing. It's a matter of what I want to bring in. I don't want to bait in the Darm, but everything on my team can bait in the Darm. Unless I go hard Slowbro right here. Which is fine, because it'll take a lot of damage, but it'll heal a lot of damage too. Volt Switch is, no, it's too much damage. I have to go Rotom, I think. I have to go Rotom. I don't mind the webs that much. Oh, he does go straight for the T-Bolt, actually. Okay. Which does literally nothing. And like I said before, Volt Switching is now 100% free. It's freer than Leaf Storm here, since he could go into Arachnid. Although Leaf Storm has a chance to kill this. Porygon 2 comes in, I just Volt Switch. After that. So I'm going to Leaf Storm here. He's probably going to Volt Switch, or Thunderbolt, or Flamethrower. If he Flamethrowers, though, I do a ton of damage. And since he doesn't seem to have the Overheat, he might go Dual Fire, Dual Electric. That does hit my team incredibly well, so he might do that. With the Overheat, Overheat doesn't kill, though, because I'm Assault Vested. It does about 50%, and then after the... It depends on what the roll is, but there's a 50% chance that 2 Overheats with the -2 kills my Rotom Heat. So depending on the first roll, I can actually know if he even has a chance to do that. And if he doesn't end up having a chance to do that, then I am in pretty good shape. Is it Rotom Heat? It's Rotom Cut. But if he doesn't stay in and I get a free Leaf Storm, that's just free damage. And I need to start doing damage because I don't think I've actually clicked an offensive move yet this game. And we're 10 minutes in. So definitely need to start doing damage. There's a chance that I could pick up the first KO here, depending on what his Mega Manectric spread is if he stays in. He does just go for the Volt Switch, which is fine. That's going to do like 10 damage, yeah. And if he goes Porygon, then I can Volt Switch. If he goes Darm, then it takes damage. And Darm taking damage is great. That's just fantastic. Takes about 50% too. And I can go slow bro, get Rocky Helmet Chip, depending on what move he goes for. If he goes Garchomp, I can stay in on that. Fire Fang's not going to kill me with Garchomp. Poison Jab's not going to kill me with Garchomp. And I can HP Ice. Leaf Storm should do a lot. Enough to where an HP Ice at -2 should still kill. There's the Porygon 2. Okay. Downloads. Attack. Okay. Missed. 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 I missed. I mean, I would not have objected to 30+% and scouting out the set of this Porygon 2 at all. But I missed. Earlier today, I had a battle, guys. It's getting uploaded a little, I think, after this one. I missed 3 attacks. I missed Toxic, Overheat, and Icicle Crash. So, like, missing the Leaf Storm today is just... It's just salt in the wound, man. And getting burned on the Flamethrower first turn. Like, this is crazy. All right, I'm going to go out into my Scolipede here. Because Toxic Spikes are something I definitely want down on the field. Goes for the Tri-Attack. Doesn't have the +1 special attack. Are you kidding me? Like, what is this game? Gets the Para first try on the Tri-Attack. I could Toxic here. I think I'm just going to throw down Toxic Spikes. That's insane. That's absurd. He gets a burn on the first Flamethrower. He gets a burn on a Flamethrower. And then Paras the Tri-Attack. He's done 2 moves that have secondary effects. Well, he did Thunderbolt as well into a Rotom, so it couldn't have paralyzed. Probably did, though. Get the check for it. And then Tri-Attack Para. Are you serious, man? Like, this is not a knock at my opponent. Whatever, dude. It's just, I am in a position where, like, the season's on the line, right? And, like, I need to win this game, and that's how it's going to work out. That's how it's going to go down. All right, I ain't tilted yet. It's 6-6, dude. And I've got Heal Bell, so... I can't be tilted. We still outspeed. We get through. We throw down some Toxic Spikes. That means the Finny gets poisoned at least upon entry. Goes for another Tri-Attack. I will throw down a second layer of Toxic Spikes here. Right? Or will I switch out? Because at this point, I could just go on to Licky. But a safe switch into Licky while this thing's still going for Tri-Attacks is better. So I'm actually going to click... I think I'm just going to click Toxic here. I'm going to leave 1 layer of Toxic Spikes, and I'm going to click Toxic here. Get this Porygon 2 Toxicked, go into Licky, Swords Dance, and go from there. Doesn't necessarily win me the game, but we are going to lose our Scolipede, which is actually... I'm okay with that at this point. Porygon 2 kills Scolipede with Tri-Attack. The paralysis ended up not mattering. Although it did incentivize me not to keep my my Scolipede around. That's about all it did. So I'm going to go out into my Licky. I'm going to go for a straight Swords Dance. Or do I wish first? If I wish, then I can react to a switch in. I don't have to reveal the Swords Dance yet. The Porygon 2 is a great thing to set up on, though. Does Darmanitan straight kill me from, like, this range? No. It can with Superpower. Flare Blitz cannot. So if I just go straight for a Swords Dance here, then I click Return. I'm going to do that. I'm going to Swords Dance here. He's going to switch out. I could have just wished there. Destiny's going to come in. That's the Finny. He's going to try a defog. But we do get a Swords Dance off. I can actually go for another one, potentially. And if he really wants to defog, he's going to let me get to +4 for free. Or I just go straight for a return here. He can't kill me with 2 hits. I could Wish as well. But I think Swords Dance is actually my better play. It'll guarantee 2 KOs. +4. Does that kill the Finny after 2 rounds of poison? It does, depending on his spread. If he's very physically defensive, it may not. After 2 rounds. Well, the 3rd round of poison would, so. I could Swords Dance again here. Force his hand to... But if he defogs and I don't do that, then I'm in the same position, right? Because I still have to take the hit. So the only way around that is to Wish first, let him defog. He's gonna get the defog off no matter what. So I Wish, Swords Dance, return. And then I have more health than I would otherwise. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because that's what he's going for here. He brought that in for one reason, and it's to defog. I don't know its item yet. It could be leftovers anyway. But the Wish into a second Swords Dance means that yeah, it is leftovers. Okay, so means that I will kill this thing and be at enough health to live any one hit from anything. And he goes for the haze. No way, he's got it. All right, this guy, he's got the haze. That's fine. He is still poisoned, which is ticking him down. I mean, it's slow, but Finny doesn't have recovery. So, I'm in no rush right now to do anything. And as long as he wants to click haze, that's fine. I could just go for another Swords Dance, let him haze again, or I could just return here at neutral. He has the haze. This man knew I was going to bring the Swords Dance licky. Or I just go straight for the return, expecting him to like Moonblast right here, or switch out, and I'm at +2. Expecting him to go for the haze. Or just Swords Dance. I mean, I can just force the haze. He's losing HP every turn. He's not doing anything to me. I'm going to Swords Dance here. I mean, what do I lose? Because he's going to keep hazing. I can keep Swords Dancing. And at some point, he's just going to be in range. Like, he's losing health every turn. That's why the Toxic Spikes were huge. His Porygon 2 is Toxic, and his Finny is poisoned, losing HP. Leftovers not negating it. I mean, it's helping for sure. There's no denying that. But Finny has no recovery, and I'm at +2. And he's not in range of me to kill him yet anyway at +2. So I'm going to return here. I don't actually think he's going to haze. He's either going to switch out, expecting himself to get a free switch into something, like Mega Manectric, or he's going to attack me, thinking that I'll Swords Dance and he can haze next turn. This is the rule of thirds, everybody. The rule of thirds in Pokemon is the rule that on the 3rd turn, people will change their mind about what they're doing. And I'm sucker to it because that's what I'm doing, right? I'm literally changing my mind about what I'm doing. And if he goes for haze again, then, well, he loses 20 HP. But there you go. Moonblast comes out, and he's like, oh, he'll just Swords Dance. I can haze next turn. And I can just click return here and do a ton of damage. And now he's on a much, much shorter timer. And I don't need the boost anymore in order to kill him, so I can Wish here without any hesitation. There's the haze, and I don't really care. Because I Wish, and then I Swords Dance next turn. He Moonblasts. I don't care. I mean, that's where I'm at. So, like, now he can't haze. Now he's just going to go for a Moonblast, but I'm going to get the recovery back, and then he's going to die to poison. I'm going to be at full health, and I'll be at +2. And I outspeed Araquanid, most likely. I have a little bit of speed investment. So Araquanid need a lot of speed investment. And even then, Waturium Z is only a 50% chance to OHKO if he's max attack adamant, meaning that I probably do outspeed. And I would be at +2. I wouldn't quite Oko it, but I would take the liquidation. So, see, calling out that rule of thirds, guys. When you're in a Pokemon battle, and you're on the 3rd turn in a row of doing the same thing, the other person is most likely to switch. It's a real thing. They're most likely to switch up their move, though. And you saw that right there. I just called him out on it. That he was going to predict that I was just going to go for the Swords Dance again, and I went for the return. He ends up taking twice as much damage as he needed to. And there you go. There you have it. So, I'm down 5-6. The Finny's about to die. I don't think he's going to save it here. I don't think he really can save it. And then my Licky should be able to pick up one more KO. Since Garchomp can't 2-hit KO. Darm can, but it dies to, if it Flare Blitzes, to recoil plus return. Well, return just kills it at +2. Flare Blitz does not kill me. Superpower doesn't kill me from full. So he may switch out. He goes for the haze, but he outspeeds me. And now I get a Swords Dance. And the Wish comes back, and the Finny should die here to Toxic. Spike, Toxic Poison. Toxic Spike, Toxic Poison. It doesn't die. That means my play is actually to go for a Wish, right? Because he's going to haze here. He has to haze in order to survive, so I could just Swords Dance. Although if he does go for a Moonblast, I guess his play is to Moonblast, right? I mean, I'm going to Wish here. He could haze. That's actually really unfortunate that he gets that last haze off. I should have just Swords Danced. But, so, Tapu Fini dies to poison from Toxic Spikes. The reason that I went for the Wish there is that even though I don't have the Swords Dance boost, he can't really threaten me with anything because I'll just get the HP back. So he needs to do over 50% to me, well over 50% to me twice. And his only method of doing that is his Darm. And, I mean, I don't care if I'm at +2. Darm taking either Flare Blitz or Superpower and then a return at -1 defense isn't going to appreciate that. It will live a Superpower into a return even though he goes -1, but Licky will go back to 85% HP. And so I can Swords Dance here if I want to for free. If he goes Mega Manectric... Oops, not Manaphy. If he goes Manectric, he gets the Intimidate. I do about 40% with a return. But I could Swords Dance to +1. And not be stressed about it. I could Swords Dance there. If he goes Darm, I don't think I Swords Dance. I think I just go straight for... Well, honestly, I have the Wish up. So if he goes Mega Manectric, I can switch out. I don't really need my Licky to be set up right. It's not set up or anything right now. It's just a neutral. It's just a Wish, you know, in the back. So if he goes Mega Manectric, which he does, he forces out my Licky. But we still have the Rotom, which can still, as I said before, freely Volt Switch. Now, I could stay in, and I could Swords Dance in his face. But we know the Porygon 2 is setup fodder. And I think I'd rather be at +2 than +1. Although, honestly, he's just going to go for a Thunderbolt. Which isn't going to do... It's not going to be a 3 KO. If I get to what amounts to +1... I'm still not KOing with return. But I'll be at +1 and at full health. So I can Wish into a return then. Go back. Well, I still end up losing health in the long run of that. So I'm just going to go Rotom here. Licky has no need to just die. I mean, I know I set up with it and didn't end up doing a whole lot. I did kill a Finny and end up with full health. So I guess not doing a whole lot is still doing a decent amount. But Rotom should eat that. No problem. Back to full. Thank you very much. Munchy munchy on that wish. And now we can just go straight for a Leaf Storm. Once again, we can be in the situation. Force his hand. He could go Porygon. Again. Then it gets physical attack boost. We know that from the Rotom from before. So we've got options. I mean, again, 30% to the Porygon forces it to recover, meaning that I can go for a Volt Switch and get out of there. If I'm not mistaken, we both have, like, only full HP Pokemon right now, which is kind of hilarious. All right, so Rotom's going to take a little under 50%. Leaf Storm connects this time. This can kill, depending on his spread. Oh, missed the roll. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I just Volt Switch here. If he goes Garchomp, whatever. Good read, I guess. If he goes Garchomp, good read. I mean, I can switch out my Rotom and still be alive for later. And I can still wish back up with the Licky very easily, which has a lot more HP than this Rotom, so it's getting a lot more than 50% back. Garchomp gets walled by Slowbro. Hard. Not going to lie. He could Swords Dance, though. If he goes Garchomp right here, he could Swords Dance. Although, if he goes Garchomp right here, I know I'm at -2. But HBI still has a chance to 2-hit KO. If I had the Toxic Spikes, it would guarantee 2-hit KO. That's why I really wanted them, but... There's the Volt Switch. Do you go Garchomp? Or do you go Porygon, which is your safe play? Your safe play is Porygon, your aggressive play is Garchomp. But again, Slowbro... Well, Slowbro doesn't want to let the Garchomp set up SDs. Or Slowbro is fodder for the Garchomp to set up SDs, I should say. But Garchomp setting up SDs... Like, I could let my Rotom go down. I could do 50% to the Garchomp. It is my best switch into the Manectric, but it's not my only switch into the Manectric. That or I go into maybe Coco, although he could Poison Jab. Grilled Spice. That's Darmanitan. Wow, that's incredibly aggressive. I mean, even at -2, that's 25% to a Darmanitan. That's not something your Darm ever wants to take. Do I think you're Scarf Darm? I mean, I just go Slowbro here and click Scald. Yeah, it allows him to go Araquanid, I guess. I could Protect. I have Protect specifically for this situation where I'm in on the Darm and I want to scout what he's going to do. I don't think he hard switches. I think he U-turns. And I can't really Scald the Araquanid. I'm going to Protect here. I want to scout. I lose nothing. I mean, I don't have leftovers or anything, so it's not like that Protect is there for leftovers. It's literally there for Toxic Spike stalling and scouting out what the Darm wants to do. So, we're going to Protect. There's the U-turn. I don't know if you're Scarfed, admittedly. But I know you're not staying in, so I know I don't have to Scald, because I know you're going into Araquanid or Porygon. Those are the only options here. So I'm going to click Psyshock, because you're not staying in. Yeah. And you're going to take You're going to take some nice little Rocky Helmet chip. And you're scarfed. Okay. Because you're either scarfed or banded if you're a Darmanitan. You're not life orbed, clearly, because you didn't take damage. And you would have because U-turn doesn't have a secondary effect. So you're definitely scarfed, which is fine. Good to know. Good to know. And there's the Araquanid. There's the Araquanid. Sure. That's 25%. Okay. 30% to an Araquanid. Now, I can go straight into my Licky Licky. It's a little bit aggressive. A little bit aggressive. I could go Rotom, which is also a little bit aggressive, but actually not a bad play in my opinion. I could go Cryogonal, though I don't think that's my best play. Because if he does just go for an attack, he's going to do way too much damage, and I'm not killing him yet with my Cryogonal. But I think he's going to try to set up Sticky Webs, and Cryogonal is the thing that has Rapid Spin. Most of my team doesn't super care about Sticky Webs. How much does the Rotom do to you? Thunderbolt's doing 40%. I could just Volt Switch, though, at that point. And go back into my Slowbro, which will be at full health. Can tank the hit. I do think webs are coming up. I'm going to go out into my Rotom here. If he pops off like Beginnium Z, then I'm fine with it. There's a Sticky Web. Okay. I have the Volt Switch. If he goes Garchomp, I just Hidden Power Ice the following turn. At that point, I might as well Thunderbolt. No, Volt Switch is better because I want to keep my Rotom here. So we're just going to Volt Switch. And again, I don't think the Sticky Web matters that much. Since if his Darm is Scarfed, since it's not banded, we know it's not banded because the damage it did to Slowbro. Yeah, it's not banded. Oh man, Thunderbolt would have killed there. I'll just go Slowbro here. See, I don't care. Slowbro is already slower than everything, so whatever. So that doesn't matter. Coco doesn't have to be the Manectric. Would outspeed the Garchomp. That's the only thing is that Coco doesn't have to be the Garchomp now. But, gets a little bit of HP back. Takes a lot of Rocky Helmet. So I stay in with Slowbro here. And I go for a Psyshock. Lose nothing. If he stays in with his Arachnid, he sacks it. I have Cryogonal still that can Rapid Spin away the webs. If I want Coco to outspeed Garchomp. But again, that's the only interaction that's going to change as a result of the webs being up. Is that Garchomp now outspeeds Coco. Cryogonal still outspeeds Garchomp, which I don't think is Scarfed now that I know that his Darm is Scarfed. And Slowbro already is slower than everything. So there's the Leech Life. So he's going to do a chunk. But I have the recovery, or the regenerator here, if I need it. So Leech Life takes Rocky Helmet, and that puts him in range of Psyshock. And so down goes the Arachnid. So Slowbro kills Araquanid with Psyshock. And I can switch out. Which I would do, because this thing is incredibly important to my endgame plans. If he goes Mega Manectric, which is, I think, his best play, he's going to click Flamethrower, most likely. Which doesn't really change that. Yeah, so Mega Manectric is what comes out here. It's at, like, so close to 0 health, but that's the way it goes sometimes. He might Volt Switch. I'm going to Protect. Again, I don't lose anything by doing it. I don't think he's going to click any, like, crazy move for recovery. I don't think this thing learns, like, Slack Off. That'd be crazy. So I'm going to Protect, scout out what you are going to go for. Thunderbolt. Okay. Now he can switch that. And we can both make these, like, conceptual reads here. I don't think he has to make a read, because he feels like if I just go Thunderbolt and the Rotom comes in, then it just dies to Thunderbolt and Flamethrower after that, which is true. 2 Thunderbolts doesn't kill my Licky, which is why I would go Rotom into Licky, and return. Just click return from there. I don't have to Swords Dance anymore. This isn't the week I brought Quick Attack Coco, unfortunately. I do have the Shukaberry still, though, so that's fine. So I do think that Slowbro still has more value to me than Rotom, since Slowbro can still wall the Darmanitan. It has to still wall the Darmanitan. If it goes down, Darm basically kills me a lot. So he goes for Thunderbolt. Now, I could predict Flamethrower if I wanted to. But I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just going to click... he could go Garchomp. I could just click Hidden Power Ice. He's not going to go Darm here. He doesn't really gain much. He's just going to Flamethrower. I could go Slowbro on the Flamethrower, switch it out back into the Rotom, get more Regenerator. That's next level, because then if he doesn't do that, I lose. If he Volt Switches, then I lose the game. I'm going to HP Ice. If he Volt Switches for any reason, oh man, that would have been the craziest play. But so Mega Manectric kills Rotom Mo with Flamethrower. All right. So now I can go out into my Licky and just click return. Or just click Wish. Or just click Wish. He's probably going to Volt Switch. That's what my gut says. That makes return or... Wish is my best play here. Wish is my best play here. Because he's probably going to Volt Switch. Since he can't kill me. My gut says Volt Switch. I don't know into what. If it's P2, then I go Cryo and I Rapid Spin. Ideally, the best case scenario is I go Cryo, I Rapid Spin, he switches into his Mega Manectric on the Rapid Spin, pops my Adrenaline Orb, and then I win the game from there. That would be ideal. I kind of need this Mega Manectric alive for my Cryogonal to outspeed the Scarf Darm. But I still have my Slowbro, healthy enough. It's not super healthy, but it's healthy enough. So Cryo actually may have been the switch in here. Just Rapid Spin from this point. Since he can't kill me with Flamethrower, and we've seen... Well, we haven't seen if he has Overheat or not. Where's my Cryogonal set? Yeah, Flamethrower's not killing. Overheat's not killing. There's the Volt Switch. What are you going to go for? What are you going to go into here? Because if he goes Slowbro, if he goes Darm, then I go Slowbro. Hoisin, that's the Porygon 2. We determined that this is just straight setup fodder. It does get the +1 special attack. But I don't think I care. +1 special attack. Try attack. If he's like modest max special attack. Oh god, not that. He's still barely doing 50%. Barely. So I could Swords Dance. Or I can just straight return. I think Swords Dance is my better play here. He is going to outspeed me, though. I have equal physical and special defense, and so I'm sad that he gets the special defense boost. Or, yeah, a special attack boost. The question is 2 returns better than 1 return? It's the same, I guess. I'm going to click return. He's going to go for the Tri Attack. This isn't going to be a 2 KO. Especially after the Wish. He's incredibly bulky. That's fine. Because it just means that I'm always going to be winning this exchange. So I just Wish again. I just Wish again here. And then I Swords Dance. Because now he's just getting to the point where Toxic's going to bring him so far low. He's trying to get some sort of hacks, but I have Heal Bell. Did he crit me? That's not crit. Wow, why did that do so much more that second time? Huh. It felt like it did a lot more that time. It's all the same to me. Here, I'm going to Swords Dance. He's going to do about 35, 40%. No crit, no status. And we get our wish back. And he dies to the Toxic. Right? This can't be the second time this happens to me. Alright, Porygon 2 dies to Toxic. Dies to Toxic from Scolipede. So Scolipede picking up 2 Toxic KOs, or 2 Poison KOs, just to enable... You can see how my strategy was formulated, even though the Toxic Spikes didn't stay down for very long. Licky is... It's just unbreakable for him. He still has the Darm. And Superpower is a kill from here. Flare Blitz is rolls to kill, depending on what his spread is. He's probably max attack Jolly. So I just click return no matter what he goes into. Garchomp can't kill me. Mega Manectric can't kill me. If I had leftovers still, Darm wouldn't be able to kill me without Superpower. He could have Fire Punch, not Flare Blitz, on his Darm, thinking that fire coverage is just so good against my team that he didn't even need it to be super hyper offensive. But Licky has, admittedly, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's done its job. It sat on the field while 2 things died. Its job. Licky has done its job. It did nothing, but it killed 2 things. I'm up 4-3 right now. There's not a lot of time left on the clock. Darm would take a ton of recoil. Yeah, he's realized that's his only way to kill my Licky from here. But if he goes Flare Blitz into my Licky, I can go Slowbro the following turn and just click Slack off. So I'm just gonna click return here. There's a chance that Flare Blitz doesn't even kill. If he does decide to go for that. If he goes for a U-turn, it definitely doesn't kill. U-turn doesn't even close to put me in range for Garchomp's Rough Skin to kill either. And may not even put me in range for an EQ to kill. Depending on his Garchomp. So I feel like he has to Flare Blitz. I'm not going to go Slowbro on that, even though I really want to. Just because I don't think I need the Licky for anything else. When his Garchomp comes in, what I want to do is go out into... Or have Cryogonal come in, and then have him go Mega Manectric first, before his Darm. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Although HP Ground from a from a Cryogonal can kill this Darm just straight up from this range. So what I can do is have Cryogonal come in. He does just go straight for the Flare Blitz. And it doesn't kill. He doesn't get the rolls that kill. So Licky actually picking up its first kill of the game. Kills Darmanitan with return. That's Licky's actual first kill. Now Mega Manectric could come in and just finish me off, which is fine. I don't know whether he'd Volt Switch to finish me off or if he'd stay in. If he stays in, then I have to go out into my Cryogonal. Either way, I go into Cryogonal and I click Rapid Spin. Either way. Since I don't believe that his Garchomp is Scarfed. I really don't believe that it's Scarfed. It could be. He could be bluffing the Scarf Chomp incredibly well. Or not bluffing, he's just not revealing, I guess. Definitely an option for him. If he goes hard Garchomp here, I still think I go Cryogonal. Well, I mean, after I let this thing die. You have done your job. I think he Volt Switches. I really do think he Volt Switches here. Licky, you have done your job and done it admirably. We're going to click return. I don't know what he could possibly do that doesn't kill me, but he does Volt Switch. So, Mega Manectric kills Licky with Volt Switch. And I go Cryogonal. I have enough speed to outspeed Jolly Garchomp. If he shows to be Scarfed, he has to click Outrage or Rock Slide to kill me, which means he can't kill the Koko, knowing that he's Scarfed. Or I could go Slowbro here, but I don't really want to let this thing set up Swords Dances, I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to go straight Cryogonal. And I don't think I even... Well, I do want to Rapid Spin. Because I don't think you're Scarfed. Although, if you don't think you're Scarfed, then you're not going to... You're just going to die. So I'm just going to Freeze Dry. And if he does double out into the Mega Manectric, I don't know why you would necessarily at this moment in time. But if he does, then I definitely kill. He could be Yachi. But then if he like Yachi into Outrage, he kills me, but Dragon Claw doesn't kill. So Rock Slide or Stone Edge would have a roll to kill. Stone Edge kills guaranteed. Rock Slide is a roll. Outrage is a guaranteed kill if he's Scarfed. Fire Fang does not kill. He has the Stone Edge. He is Scarfed. Okay. Alright, so Garchomp kills Cryogonal with Stone Edge. Alright, so now I can go Slowbro. I don't think you're going to kill me with a Stone Edge here, Garchomp, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, you definitely aren't. Which means I can freely Scald. I know you're Scarfed. Can I go Koko here? Since you are confirmed to be Scarfed. Even a crit Stone Edge from an Adamant Garchomp cannot kill Tapu Koko. But Dazzling Gleam also doesn't kill the Garchomp, so I'm going to go Slowbro here. And as much as I want to click Slack Off, I can't let the Mega Manectric come back in. So I just click Scald. Try to get the burn. If Mega Manectric comes back in, that's fine. So I just click Scald here. If he shows that he wants to stay in with this thing to get the free switch back into Mega Manectric, then I can Slack Off later. But the other thing is Slowbro at full health also takes one hit from Mega Manectric, I believe. Not a Thunderbolt necessarily. Okay. So Koko at full health is way more important than Slowbro at full health. Wish I had Quick Attack Koko this week. Wish I had Quick Attack Koko this week. This is still coming down to the wire. But I do think that he can't do much with the Stone Edge here. So he could switch out, but then he loses Mega Manectric for nothing. But he does switch up his move. He has one more move switch up. That's the thing. So if he wants to switch up his move, he has to sack his Mega Manectric right here. Or what he does is he stays in until he thinks I'm going to go for a Slack Off. But he could miss a Stone Edge. I could get a Scald Burn, and then this game is very well at hand. Because it doesn't matter what HP I'm at, honestly. I'm living Stone Edges for days, and I just can't let the Mega Manectric come in right now. And he's really thinking about this move. He's really thinking about this move. I guess it does matter a lot. I mean, if he goes Mega Manectric, he just sacks it to a Scald. But now it's just Garchomp versus the world. And I have Shuka on... Yeah, so I have Shuka on my Koko. So we're going to... Slowbro kills Mega Manectric with Scald. I'm going to be honest, this is not who I expected to pick up these kills, but here we are. A Scald into a Dazzling Gleam should kill the Garchomp. But at this point, I just click Slack Off, Scout Out, or I can Protect, Scout out what move I think he's going to go for, or I see. So I'm going to click Protect here. He's going to think long and hard about his move. Koko will live even an Earthquake because of the Shookaberry. But I can slack off in front of him. There's the Earthquake. Okay. So we know he's going to be clicking Earthquake. I'm gonna slack off. I'm not gonna take any risks with this being an adamant Garchomp. Yeah, we live that. We slack off. And it's just a matter of mopping up at this point, not letting myself get low enough to be 2-hit KO'd. So I can Scald here, slack off next turn. I mean, he's going to click Earthquake now, and I just don't want to stall the timer if I can. If I can get him burned, then it's definitely game. But I don't want to be in crit range is basically where it comes down to. Slowbro will win this game. No burn on the Scald, that's fine. We slack off again. He can Earthquake all he wants. But I'm not... I mean, I put him in range where Coco wins the game now, but I'd rather a 2-0 because differential may come into play at the end of the season. And at this point, I'm going to play for it if I can. So I'm going to go for another slack off here. That allows me to go for another Scald after that. I'm not stalling out his Earthquakes intentionally, but I definitely need my Slowbro to be healthy enough to take a crit in case that comes my way. And this should put us well out of range of two Earthquakes. And so Scald now can come out. If I get the burn, just speeds up the process quite a bit, because then I can just go straight for the Scald. But as it stands, I will have to go for a slack off next turn. 30% cleanly. There's the burn. So I will not go for any more slack offs. I will be able to just go straight for a Scald here. And that will take out the Garchomp from that range. And despite the craziness at the beginning of the battle, Slowbro comes through. Everything worked as anticipated. I wish that he had not killed my Cryogonal with the Scarf Chomp, but Slowbro kills Garchomp with Scald. And we pick up a 2-0 victory in Week 9. That puts us at 5-4. We are now sitting at above 500 for the first time this entire season with 1 week left to play. 6-4 will probably make it to playoffs. 5-5, it's close. It's a possibility, but I'd rather be 6-4, and we have still a chance to do it. One more week, and we are taking on another person who, as of right now, is also 4-4. I don't know how his Week 9 battle went, so we need to make sure we pick up the win. This was against a guy who was 5-3, so he was right ahead of us as well. So we are playing players who matter and who are in our way towards making a playoff spot, but we are going to try to make that deep run, hopefully make this team work. It took a little while. We had a couple of gears that needed some grease, but we got there. We're here now. We're on a 3-game winning streak, and we are ready to take on the playoffs. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys all back here next week for the last week of the UBL regular season, and we don't know if we're going to be in playoffs yet. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody.